Okay, well, welcome. This is Statistics Excel 13. I am your instructor, Miles Chen. You guys can call me Miles, that's fine. And let's see, I will put this here and I'll put it up on the sideboards because I'm going to erase it soon. Okay, that will be our class website. I know some of you tried to check Canvas. I got nothing against Canvas, it's just I didn't choose to use that. Mostly because I already had my website set up and it felt silly to recreate all of my content on Canvas. So I'll put this here. I'm gonna as the projector starts up, we'll go to the website. Okay, well, we'll give it some time. So yeah. I don't know. There we go. Okay, so you go to the website, classes.smileschen.com, and you're going to choose Fall Excel 13. I teach a few classes, and so make sure you pick the one for Excel 13. And here is our information here. So this will serve as our quote-unquote syllabus. I don't know if you need like a paper syllabus or something for, I guess, admissions or something to show the content. You can email me. I can send you a paper version, but or a PDF, I guess. But this is it. Okay, so this is me. That's my email address. So send me questions and things like that right there. I asked just somewhere in your email include that you are in Excel 13 because I teach 3 statistics classes this quarter, and so if you say you're in my statistics class, I won't know which class you're talking about. So mention Excel 13. And we meet in this classroom. You guys found it okay. And I'm going to just get here early at 6 o'clock, and that will serve as my office hours. Okay. So I guess I'll just sit right here.
With their priorities almost.
Sorry. All right. Yeah. Please don't do that. Okay. If any of you have any kind of disability, learning disability, whatever it might be, contact the Disabled Student Services office with UCLA Extension. This is their email address and their phone number. You might be entitled to some kind of accommodations. Don't email me because I am not qualified to make those types of decisions. So contact them, and then they will contact me. We will have a midterm exam and final exam on these dates. So make sure those are blocked off on your calendar. It says if you know in advance you can't come to the class on these days, you should drop the course. I write that there mostly to kind of protect myself. Depending on the, I guess, nature of why you might be missing class, I'm fairly reasonable. Although, if I think it's, I guess if I'm, if I judge that maybe I don't want to move the date for you, then I leave that up there. But if you know right now that you can't come to class on either of those days, let me know right away, and I will tell you whether I'm willing to accommodate you or not. And we have quizzes on these days, okay? I've created a Facebook group, Facebook page or something for this class. So if you have Facebook, I recommend that you join, and you guys can post questions or have discussions there, whether it be arranging study groups or trying to, if you have questions about any of the homework or material, you can post them there, labs, things of that nature. Every quarter is different. Some quarters it's very active, other quarters it's very quiet. So it's really, I guess, up to you guys how active it becomes. And it's also a good way to meet other students. Actually, now would be a good time. We'll just take a minute, introduce yourself to your neighbors, and if you haven't done so already. And so just say hello and find out their name at least. And
Yeah, okay. My name's Bill. Okay. Mr. Bill,
okay, I hate to interrupt you guys and cut your pleasantries short, but we'll keep going on here. Okay, so this is the textbook that you need. You just need the textbook. You don't need any of the supplemental stuff. So I know they sell, I don't know, other versions that come with, access codes and things like that. You don't need the access codes. You just need the textbook. You can get it used, or an ebook version, or you can rent it. I think you can rent it, and you can get it wherever you want. I have a link for Amazon, and but you don't have to buy it through that link. Many of you probably already have the textbook, and that's good. Oh, I guess before I go on, let me just talk a little bit about this course. We will be covering introductory statistics. It says introductory statistics for the life sciences. I guess the primary difference here is between this and a regular introductory statistics class is that we'll read a couple journal articles that are related to the subject matter that we are studying. I guess come from a medical perspective, but in terms of introductory statistics, a lot of the content is the same, whether it's introductory statistics for the life sciences or for, I don't know, earth sciences or whatever other sciences are out there. It's only when you go into, I guess, more classes that it starts to differentiate. I am teaching another statistics class through Extension, and that's Stats XL 10. That would be, I would say, a more gentle, slower-paced class. I guess traditionally the demographics for this class are students who've already have their bachelor's degree, and are applying to a grad program, and they need to fulfill some kind of statistics or quantitative requirement. If that sounds like you, you're probably in the correct class. My other class, XL10, is mostly junior college students looking to fulfill a math requirement to transfer to a four-year university. If that sounds like you, the other class might be a better fit. If you're not sure, you can come talk to me, and I can give you my advice. In this class, I guess I expect everybody to at least be comfortable with math. You don't have to consider yourself a math person. Many of you have taken calculus, some of you have not, and that's okay. Calculus is not required, but you definitely, I guess, need to be comfortable with working with numbers, doing arithmetic, dealing with decimals and percentages. If I say 2 out of 1,000 is equivalent to what percentage, instantaneously before I say my answer, 2 out of 1,000 you should know is 0.2%, okay? And if you passed that, then that's good. If you did not pass that question right there, well, brush up on your decimals and percentages. I don't know. Are there any questions about that before we move on? Okay. I think as for my XL10 class, if that sounds like the better fit, I think a couple students dropped out of that class already, and so a few spots did open up. So you might be able to get it. Okay. This is an optional book called Whoops, oh, I clicked it. It's called What is a P-Value Anyway? Optional. I think it's a useful book, especially if you plan on studying or reading medical journals or things of that nature. This is, the guy who writes it is I believe a doctor or physician and a statistician, and so a lot of his examples come from a medical perspective. It is kind of a pricey book. That's because it's published by Pearson, which charges too much for their books, in my opinion. But it is good. It looks like you can get it used for $17.70, which is probably worth at least that much. So anyway, optional, not required, but it's there. Okay. You will need a calculator for this class. I strongly encourage, well, since most of you have your bachelor's degree already, you probably already have a calculator of some kind, either a graphing calculator or a scientific calculator. I recommend at least having a scientific calculator. If you have a graphing calculator that's more than enough calculator, you don't need to go out and buy this lesser version. But if you don't have a calculator like this, I recommend spending, about $15 to get something like this, okay? Cell phones are not allowed to be used as calculators on tests, and neither are iPads or tablets or things like that, okay? So you need some kind of dedicated calculator. And I have the cell phone rule because I can't tell if you are doing calculations or talking to someone else, which would be a no-no. We'll talk about the exams as they approach, but we will have a midterm and a final exam. I'll talk about those. We will have quizzes, and I'll talk about those next week, I guess, because you'll have your first quiz in 2 weeks. Homework and lab assignments, I will review that in a moment here. Okay, and I've got my makeup policy, and this is how the grades work. And so, anyway, you guys can read all of this. It's pretty standard stuff, in my opinion. And this is kind of the topic that we will, or the schedule that we will follow. Okay. Questions so far? Yes, no, yes.
Will we be using calculator today?
Would you need a calculator today? Yeah, I don't know. Yes. Having a calculator is not a bad thing. So I guess during days that aren't test days, you can use your cell phone as a calculator. That's fine, okay? It's just during a test or a quiz, you can't use your cell phone, right? And because of that, I say, you know, when you do your homework, use the calculator that you're going to use when you take the test. Otherwise, you're going to confuse yourself. And don't buy a new calculator on the day of a test and open it up right before you take the test, because you won't know how to use it. So, I mean, well, I shouldn't say that, but it'll make your life more complicated. All right, so this is what an example homework page looks like. This is actually your homework for this week. And it starts off with the due date and things like that. And you're going to read some sections from the book. Sometimes I'll have little videos for you to watch, which I think are informative. And then I list off exercises for you to complete. So you will take out a piece of paper or your notebook and you will do the homework in your notebook. But you will not be turning in the actual problems that you've done. You will hang on to those so you can study off of them for the future. And instead you're going to be turning in something called a homework completion page. All right? So it says turn in the homework completion page. So if you just click the this link over here that just says the overall homework topic, you will click this and download this PDF and download it, print it out, okay? And basically this is a piece of paper that says, I did the homework, I promise, okay? And you're just going to initial off. You're going to say, you know, if you did all the problems, you sign off here, which says I did all the problems. And if you didn't do all the problems, you're going to be honest, and you're going to say, well, I didn't do all the problems, I did this many. Okay, and this says, you know, I also, you know, I'll keep this in a safe spot, and I'll check my answers, and I understand the stuff that was covered in the homework. So, you know, I recognize that this is open to abuse, but I trust you, okay? And there's a trust system going on here. So I trust you that you will do the homework when you say you did the homework, and we'll leave it at that, okay? In the other class, I actually perform audits. I will say, show me that you did the homework a couple times. For this class, I'm not going to do that, all right? And the homework, and this is my philosophy with the homework. The homework is here to help you, okay? I really don't care if you actually complete the exercises or not. That does not really matter to me, okay? I care about your learning, and I think the learning happens when you do the homework, and that's why I assign it. So do the homework, and learn the material through that. I've also, so these are the problems that I've assigned, okay? I've also provided answers to almost all of the problems that I've assigned. So the very problems that I've assigned this week, I have the answers to them right here, okay? Some of them I've written out the answers, other answers I've recorded a video that shows me working through the answers. And again, these are here to help you. If you get stuck on a problem, I encourage you not to jump to the answers. Okay? I encourage you instead to go back in the reading, try to find a similar example, and try to figure out the problem on your own. If you're still stuck, then you can take a peek at the answer. and let's see how it's done. These videos were recorded a few years ago, and I hope they still work. Okay, yeah, so it looks like this. I've got a whiteboard and I'm working through the problem right there, okay? And I'm talking through it, and I can't stand to watch my own videos because I hate hearing myself talking. But so I apologize to you. But they're here, okay? And they're here to help you out. So, and if there's problems with any of these videos, like something's wrong, just let me know. But you seem to have stood the test of time so far, but again, they might be showing their age. All right. Any questions? Yes.
Are we going to be required to learn R?
Yes, we will be doing some R in this class. Do you have opinion? Okay, just curious. Huh? I'm sorry?
You may have covered that in the beginning. I came in late.
Okay, I have not mentioned R yet, but we will do some R. Oh, first homework assignment. I need to get your name and email address. I know UCLA Extension already has that, but I also need it, and they're not allowed to give it to me because of their privacy policy. I guess they promised not to share your contact info, so I have to ask you guys also. So click this and type in your name and email. And that's that. And then again, optional, join the Facebook group if you want to. Yeah, we will do a few labs in the class, which involves a computer program called R, and it's free, but it requires that you have a computer that you can install programs on. Okay, if that's a problem, let me know. All right, if that's good. Then we'll carry on. I'll give you guys a moment to ask any questions. Yes?
Did we use the UCLA computer to install the program? Or did that not work?
I don't know. Are you a UCLA student? Okay.
Well,
So,
actually, I graduated, so I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. I think you have to be a UCLA student to access the UCLA computers.
I think my login still works. So.
Okay, well then, you should be okay then, all right? If, I think if you're a student through extension, I don't think you're allowed to use the campus computers, so. Yes?
If we have questions for you, should we post them to the Facebook group or just?
Okay, so personal questions, things, yeah, don't post them to Facebook, all right? But, well,
About like the material or something?
oh, about the material. Yeah, if you have questions about the material, post it to the Facebook group, okay? And that way, my answer to your question will benefit the classroom or the class, and not just you. Good? Okay. All right.